Всем привет! Это видео было вообще не запланировано, особенно на русском языке. Я вообще на своем канале очень редко говорю по-русски, потому что у меня обычно страх, что я там что-то неправильно скажу, что-то неправильно произношу. Но мне сейчас захотелось снять это видео в потоке, потому что я записывала голосовые сообщения маме. Они длятся 45 минут, и почему-то в этом потоке хотелось также и вам рассказать. Мне почему-то именно хотелось с вами поделиться, потому что сейчас я, во-первых, в Норвегии, я на ретрите Экхарт Толле. Если честно, никакие из этих изменений не случились из-за ретрита, я просто на этом ретрите их больше увидела. Мне просто как будто бы хочется вас привести в контекст своей жизни в каком-то смысле, я не знаю, потому что чувствуется, что просто на своем канале, потому что все эти изменения происходили, я не могла быть на 100% собой в каком-то смысле, и теперь как будто бы я хочу привести вас обратно в контекст своей жизни, и что сейчас со мной все эти месяца происходило, как я изменилась, в каком состоянии я сейчас поеду на Бали. Вообще в этом году было очень много изменений прям с начала года, но последние там 3-4 месяца я начала работать с психосоматичным терапевтом /коучем. Ее зовут Алина. I will leave her Instagram and her stuff here. Ее аккаунт на русском, так что если вы говорите по-русски, если вы connect with anything that I'm saying or you want to go through kind of what I went through, feel free to go to her page, which, by the way, she doesn't even know I'm recording this. I'm honestly going from, like, the flow of what I want to say because, I don't know, I just feel like as if we need this. You know, we need this connection. I feel like for the last few months, it was not my intention, but I don't feel like I was, like, fully 100 myself in my videos. I think a lot of you guys maybe sense that as well. So we're having, like, a best friend catch-up. You know? So I think I want to start with telling you how I was a few months ago, around like April, May, and какое у меня было состояние, как я себя чувствовала, почему я даже пришла к Алине, какой у меня был запрос. Вначале, когда я нашла Алину, я сразу на нее подписалась, потому что она мне сразу очень откликнулась, и я прям почувствовала, что то, чем она помогает людям, мне прям очень не хватает. Я помню, я получала несколько комментариев, некоторые из вас писали, типа, а ты не думаешь, что ты так часто путешествуешь, или там уезжаешь в разные страны, или делаешь всякие ретриты, потому что там ты от чего-то убегаешь. И я помню, в тот момент я думала, нет, в каком смысле? Я хочу опыт в жизни, бла-бла-бла. И obviously that still stands, like that's still true. Я хочу всякие опыты в жизни. Путешествовать не значит, что ты от чего-то убегаешь. Но теперь я могу осознать, что, скорее всего, я в каком-то смысле от этого убегала, потому что в этих новых опытах I had no choice. I had to grow from them. When you go to new countries and you discover new places, you have no choice but to grow. You grow as you learn about new cultures, you meet new people, you have new experiences, and traveling this much and going to all these retreats each time helped me so much. Honestly, it did. But the change was still quite slow. So when I moved to Sicily, to Italy, I moved to this location which was very isolated. There was not a lot of people, and I wanted to have a month just for myself. To chill. И как раз в этом месяце я нашла Алину. I followed her on Instagram and she had a form to work with her, and I think maybe on the second day of me following her, I hadn't even like really seen that many of her posts, I haven't seen that many of her stories, I didn't really know her, but I felt this like connection. I was like, first of all, I feel connection with her because I feel like we're very similar, but that's one thing. But second of all, I was like, this is what I need. Like, I just felt like I can feel that my life can change if I sign up to this. So I signed up to the form and we started working together. I think we were meant to start working together straight away, but I had so many internet issues, so we started working together I think like 2-3 weeks later, or maybe a month. It was all on me though. I had so many Wi-Fi issues in the beginning, like honestly, Alina, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. In the beginning it was such a mess. I had Wi-Fi problems all the time. Когда мы начали вместе работать, я помню, у меня, во-первых, был сильный запрос на проявление себя. У меня был сильный страх. Я была своим самым большим хейтером. Я всегда себя очень сильно осуждала. Я боялась там всякие видео сделать. Я боялась то, потому что обо мне подумает этот человек, что обо мне скажет этот человек. Я в этот момент этого не видела. Потому что в тот момент я бы, наверное, вообще сказала, no, like, I'm quite confident, what are you talking about, like, I don't care what people think. Но когда я начала это все прорабатывать, я увидела, как сильно это меня держало, как сильно это играло роль в моей жизни. It affected me in every single way. It led me to not film videos that I might have wanted to film. It made my process to moving to Spain much more difficult because I was terrified of people. I was terrified to go to the bank and open a bank account. I had my cousin help me with absolutely everything. And for example, that's also why in some moments maybe I wasn't filming as much, because I always had this feeling of shame or of guilt, because I was like, how am I, this 21-year-old girl living by herself, looking like this independent, confident girl, I can't even open my own bank account. Like, I am terrified of doing something wrong. I am terrified of saying something wrong, of someone thinking I'm weird or stupid, or I don't know, I had this crazy fear, and I don't think I really realized it. And instead of this fear, I carried around shame and guilt all the time. I would always say, I feel guilty, I feel ashamed. And even in my video that I filmed in January, I was really going through it, and this is way before I actually found Alina. But in that video, I might even insert a clip, I remember saying to my mom, I just constantly feel shame. I constantly feel like I'm messing up. I constantly feel like something is off, and I can't fix it. I'm so sick of it. I just keep returning to the same patterns over and over. Like, I just don't seem to learn. Все из этих 6 вещей, со всеми было слово ассоциировано shame. Это вообще самая маленькая проблема, я уже плачу. Это типа было как реализация, что я не могу это сделать, но я должна. У меня тоже был запрос на проработку рода, потому что у меня было там... Everybody has childhood trauma. I had a few things I had to work through. Nothing serious, but things that were affecting проявление себя. И третий большой запрос у меня было про женственность. Я чувствовала, что у меня вообще в жизни нет легкости. Я привыкла жить в состоянии стресса. Это была та эмоция, к которой я всегда возвращалась. Мне было даже как-то неудобно не быть в стрессе. И вот у меня не хватало этой женственности, в этом смысле, что у меня не было этой легкости. So when we started working together, I had all these things that I wanted to work on, and I basically went through kind of like her course, and it was supposed to be every week, but again, because of my Wi-Fi issues, it wasn't every week, but we had a session, let's say every week. We had a session every week, and I had to do kind of like, I don't know how to describe it in English, because it's kind of like a meditation slash therapy slash almost hypnosis, but it's amazing. I did that almost every single day. Again, this was supposed to be 2 months. It was on me. Like, my Wi-Fi was messed up everywhere. I was traveling all the time, so it ended up being a little bit longer, but everything worked out how it was meant to. So while we were working together, every single time we did a session, every single time I like did my meditations and everything, I felt progress every single time. But in the last 2-3 days, I don't just feel progress, I feel like a completely new person. Like, it's insane. And it has actually nothing to do with the retreat that I'm on, which is amazing, by the way. Love Eckhart Tolle. But these changes specifically have not been because of the retreat. It's just that I've realized them here, and I'll explain how I realized it here. Basically, as you know, most of my fears, most of my problems were about my fear of what others think of me, essentially. If I sound stupid, if I'm uninteresting to another person, if someone doesn't like me, if someone rejects me in any way. My main fears had to do with my relationship to people, I guess. And while we were working together, I was either traveling alone. So in Sicily, I spent a whole month on my own. In Rome, I spent a whole month on my own. Or I was with family. So when we were working together, I felt a lot of progress because when I was with family, I had worked through a lot of family trauma and a lot of blocks that I had with family, and I honestly, like, my relationship with a lot of my family members has changed after this summer. That's kind of what we were working through in that moment, and in that moment I was spending a lot of time with family, so I was feeling like crazy progress. But when I came here, I saw this different side of this progress that I hadn't seen before, because in the last 6 months, and this is gonna sound crazy, but in the last 6 months, I've only hung out with friends 3 times because, first of all, I was solo traveling a lot. I was on my own a lot. second of all, if I was with someone, 90% of the time it was with my family. This retreat was the first time in months that I really like met new people and talked to new people and made new friends. And that is why I saw the huge change, because I was like, oh my gosh, I am a completely different person. Like, it's so weird to say that, but it's so true, because a few months ago I was not like this, and I just feel like this is the first time I'm interacting with people in this way. И не знаю, вот эти последние несколько дней, как я была на этом ретрите, я прям чувствую, что я стала в 100 раз более открытой. Я отпустила столько контроля в жизни. Мне реально просто легко, интересно разговаривать с людьми. Я не боюсь, что они обо мне подумают. И я просто полностью открыта с ними. И я вот просто сегодня, я с кем-то разговаривала, не помню о чем, в какой момент и вообще с кем, я не помню. Я просто помню, что был момент, когда я типа посмотрела на себя с другой стороны. Я посмотрела на себя, как будто бы я не я, как будто бы там, не знаю, я смотрю на себя сверху. И я почувствовала, что эта девочка выглядит confident and open and vulnerable in a good way. Like, she's open and she is not scared to connect with people. And I don't know. Я не знаю, за эти несколько дней я прям чувствую такую расслабленность, потому что чувствуется нереально, что это можно так быстро проработать. The other huge difference I saw in myself is I just helped my mom move to Alicante, to Spain. And while I was there, she had to get all her stuff sorted. So like documents, bank account, mobile phone number, Wi-Fi, blah, blah, blah. And while I was with her, this was literally like the past 2-3 weeks. So this was very, very recent. I just came from Spain like 2-3 days ago to Norway. And literally this whole time I was helping her so much with speaking Spanish, coming up to people, asking questions, asking the doorman how to get mail, trying to get specific documents, trying to get phone numbers, trying to get Wi-Fi, people calling me, I have to answer them on the phone. And okay, maybe I had moments for a little bit where I was still a little bit nervous, because to some level it was still a little bit in my body, but it was crazy that I was able to do all of it, and at the end of the day, it didn't scare me that much, and I was able to do all of that within like 2 weeks. And when I compare myself to the beginning of this year, when I lived in Barcelona and I had to do these things for myself, it took me months. I had lived in Barcelona for 5 months before I got Wi-Fi. 5 months before I had Wi-Fi in my house. In my mom's house, we had new Wi-Fi, new phone numbers, new bank account, new everything by like the second week. And it could have been done in the first week, but the bureaucracy kind of is difficult there. But my point is that in these last few weeks, I'm just seeing crazy changes. Crazy changes. I feel like a complete new person. И я даже не знаю, какая это вам вообще придет польза, но мне просто хотелось поделиться, просто как будто бы с подругой, просто рассказать свой прогресс. Потому что реально моя жизнь вообще в этом году, даже не в этом году, за эти последние 3 месяца разделилась на до и после. Я знаю, что это люди часто там какой-то курс проходят и говорят эту фразу, какую-то «моя жизнь разделилась на до и после», но я не могу объяснить, как сильно я это сейчас ощущаю. Я вообще чувствую такую большую благодарность Алине, я даже не могу объяснить. Я ее, кстати, через 4 дня увижу в первый раз в жизни, так что I will be giving her the biggest hugs. The time could not be any more perfect, because literally our last session together is tomorrow, and I fly to Bali in 3 days, and I just feel like moving to Bali was already going to be this new chapter in my life, and now it just feels like a whole different level of that. Like, I was expecting this, oh, like Bali's my new chapter. This takes this to a whole new level. Even the fact that I'm recording this video, there's no plan. I keep switching languages, which is probably annoying for some of you guys who maybe want to listen in the background, but I don't know. That's what I mean. I can't even put it into words. It's just this like peacefulness of like, I can just do what I do. I don't have to be scared of someone judging me. I don't have to worry about someone not liking a certain way I do something, because in this moment, this is just the most authentic way that I can be me. Like, if I'm switching languages every 3 minutes in this moment. That is just me being me. If any of you guys have specific issues you want to work through, look up psychosomatic therapy, or once again, I don't fully know all the right terms, but for sure, if you speak Russian, go to Alina's page. Like, I really wish I had an alternative for anyone that doesn't speak Russian, but it's just that that's the only experience I've had working with a psychosomatic coach, and Alina has literally changed my life. So if you speak Russian by any chance, go follow her. Obviously, I still have maybe some little things that I have to work through, but that's just life. Like, new challenges come up, new triggers come up. That is normal. But my main point is that, first of all, I know how to deal with these things now, and my biggest blocks are healed. And it's not only the fact that it changed my whole life and it got rid of most of my self-worth issues and my fear of people and everything. It's also the fact that I can actually now kind of live out my purpose more. I know for a lot of people, like, your purpose sounds a little bit like cliche, like, oh my god, what's my purpose? But I've known for a few years that I'm supposed to be working very closely with people. I've known for such a long time. I've been saying this to my family, to my friends. I've been saying, like, I am made to be with people all the time. I am such an extrovert, but I'm a shy, socially anxious extrovert. That's what I used to say for so many years, because I was like, I can feel that I'm made to be with people, to help people. I don't know. I don't really know the specifics of it, but I can feel that. But at the same time, I have all these blocks that just, like, keep me from that. And I feel like now, not only does, like, my life change and I feel like I can actually, like, be myself, it's a whole other layer of life change, because it's not only that I'm more confident now and I can, like, make eye contact better and I can, you know, speak louder and do all these things. It's also the fact that I don't feel like I have to run away from my purpose, I guess. Like, I can go into it now. I can go discover it and figure out what I'm actually meant to do. Like, that's what I'm saying recently. Like, in the last few months, I think I'm really realizing what I'm supposed to do and what I want to do, like what my passion, like my full passion is. I'm recently starting to realize what it is, and before I almost didn't let myself discover that because it involved people. It involved being with people a lot, and it involved helping people, and I was terrified of that because I was like, I can't do that. I'm terrified of people. Well, I'm terrified of being myself in front of people. So yeah, I'm very excited for this new chapter in my life, because, like I said, it's not just a new chapter of, like, oh, it's a new place I'm gonna live in. It's a completely new life. It's completely different. I'm like a little kid who's excited for Christmas, honestly. I'm just really waiting. So thank you for watching this video if you came this far. I love you all. I'm very excited for everything to come, and yeah, I hope you guys will join me in the journey, and yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep now. It's been a long day. Bye. Peace. Love you.